Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bat Brand, and it's been a while, and let me just say, since I've done a vlog, and let me just say, I apologize for, just my schedule and stuff has been crazy and different stuff, and I haven't been able to vlog and put out. What I'm going to put out is a Gotham review for the season finale. Basically, this episode was hands down one of the best, because it sets up a lot of different stuff, and the final season, season 5, which I got renewed for, and the final season, which is only going to be 13 episodes, which upsets me, but I think we'll be alright. I think we're going to get a good send-off. I think we're going to get a good ending. They said it's going to be more of a Batman-focused story here next season, and I'm super excited for that. But, if you enjoy my content, I normally do Batman, Pokemon, anime, different stuff like that. Please go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. And now, let's get into the review. Now, it starts off basically right where the last episode left off, where Jeremiah, which, let me just say, I love the Jeremiah Joker, even though they can't say his name for copyright reasons. Jeremiah shoots Selina. I thought she was dead, but surprisingly she's not. But still, she still had to be taken in the hospital, and she was almost killed. But Jeremiah's working with Ra's al Ghul to get all his bonds back, and for Ra's vision to be revealed and to be done, so Bruce Wayne can become the Dark Knight that he saw in his vision. Well, Jeremiah gets captured. He tells Jim Gordon, "I will not talk to anybody but Bruce Wayne." Bruce Wayne gets brought in by the government, no less, out of his will, and brought to talk to Jeremiah. And right when they're talking to Jeremiah, Ra's al Ghul's guys do something with the lights and do something and take all the bombs that Jeremiah had, and including Bruce Wayne, and they bring him to Ra's al Ghul. Now, in another story, we had Jim. We had the final thing of Jim, Enigma, the Riddler, and Lee Tompkins. And they, in the end, they do meet it's weird. It's really weird, the relationship between Riddler and Lee Tompkins, because at the end of the episode, they both stab each other and they die. They bleed out and die. But as you can see, if you watch the episode, Hugo Strange is planning on bringing them back to life. So they're not going to be dead, guys. They will be back. I almost guarantee you that. I don't know if Riddler's psyche is going to break more now, and now that he's going to be brought back to life. I don't know what's going to happen to Lee, but yeah. But we're also going to get the whole torture scene with Riddler and Jim Gordon was pretty good too. And I'm going to get into something I saw Jim Gordon and I, freaked out about. Now, they were, and in another scene we had Butch, getting turned back into himself. The Solomon Grundy part of him was, getting taken away, and he was getting cured by Hugo Strange. There's a little bit of surprise at the end, but I'll get into that later. Now, Jeremiah brings Bruce Wayne to Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul, whatever. I call him Ra's al Ghul. They bringing him to Ra's al Ghul, and behind the back, Barbara and all these other people they team up together to fight and get Bruce back and to take down and kill, basically for all their own needs, to kill Ra's and to do different stuff, which, first of all, if you know Batman, you know Ra's isn't going to be dead forever, because, spoilers alert, he gets stabbed with the knife, and he dies, but he will be back. Obviously, he always does. He always comes back. He's Ra's al Ghul. Now, then we have, right as soon as he died, and as soon as they stabbed him, because only Bruce could do it, apparently, the bombs started going off. And when the bombs went off, all of Gotham was in flames. It was some part of Gotham was in flames, and the power was just shut down. Because they destroyed the power plant and everything, and there is no power in the city. So there is mass chaos now in the city, because all these gangs and stuff that, that were left are now going to fight, and it's going to be a war zone and chaos. And, all the cops are gone, and of course the city's evacuated from the last episode, so the only things that are left are the gangs and the most heinous of villains and criminals, and it looks like the people that are going to be left are going to have to deal with this, which Jim Gordon obviously stays, Bullock stays, and Fox stays, and that's pretty much it. There's a couple cops down there that do stay as well, but they don't mention that until the end. They say, hey, 12 cops are here. Then we get, Jeremiah has a really cool scene with Tabby, has him on the ground getting ready to, says a one-liner, and then Penguin, of all people, saves Tabby. Penguin saves Tabby, and, I thought that moment was awesome. Because she didn't really like him at first. But anyway, we had, and then, speaking on that, we then had them back, and Butch was fully healed. He was back to being Butch again. And Penguin was very happy. Penguin says, Butch said, thank you, Penguin, for doing this and funding this and getting this done. If there's anything you need, I'm there for you, buddy. I'm forever in your debt. And he said, thank you. He goes, I consider you a true friend, and that's why I'm sorry. For what? And then he shoots him and kills him in front of Tabby. And there was the line. He never forgot. He said, do you think I would forget that you killed my mother? That you murdered my mother in front of me? You think I would ever forget? No. It would be so easy for me to just kill you. But no, I want you to suffer as I have suffered. And I believe in an eye for an eye. So, you take someone I love, and I take someone you love. And when you feel like I feel like you've suffered enough, I'll kill you. Let me just say, this is 100% Penguin. We got Penguin from the comics. Finally, it's awesome. But the final thing I wanted to talk about was at the end of the episode, they said they're fighting for territory. But one thing that really surprised me is we had a lot of villains show from the chaos. Like, we had Man-Bat show, we had a Mother and Orphan, which I've never heard of, the Ventriloquist, I guess we're gonna see next season, and Scarface, and many different people from this chaos and from this moment. They're gonna rise up, and we're gonna have more villains like we ever had before. Like, Mr. Freeze has his own area now, and Firefly, and all these people have their own areas of the city that is theirs. So this is definitely Gotham. This is Gotham that we know from the comics, and it's gonna be a very Batman-driven story in season 5, and I can't wait. But then the ending of the episode, we had Jim Gordon with that classic tan detective's jacket and the bat signal up in the sky with no bat signal in it yet, but just that signal. And if you know, that is going to be the bat signal in the future. And as he's standing there, I'm freaking out at this point. I'm like, yes, yes. And as it happens, Bruce Wayne walks up behind him ever so slowly, dressed in all black, and they both stand there with the light up, and they just say, remember the first time I met you? And you said, even though there's darkness, there is a beacon of light or of hope in the sky. And then it just ends the episode, or the episode ends. But my speculation is we're going to get a Batman story in the next season. I don't think we're going to see Batman because of copyright reasons, but we can get a version of it that's almost to a point where it is Batman, because they're saying we could get a time jump a little bit. We could get a moment where they do loop and go forward in time a little bit. So I'm hoping that they do that. The Sirens are even were confirmed as well. And Barbara is now taking over as in charge of all these ladies. And I think basically what we're going to do, I think Barbara Keene is basically going to become Lady Shiva. I think that's what's going to happen, or we're going to have a Lady Shiva person with the Sirens, because it showed that she said something about the problem is men, and they killed all these guys from the League of Shadows, and they, on this thing, said Sirens tear no men. And that's awesome. So we're going to get the Sirens. We're going to get a lot of different stuff next season. And yes, it's only 13 episodes, but I think we're going to get a really good season. Now, let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the comments down below. I'd love to know what you guys' thoughts on all this, and we can have a good discussion. And that's all I have for this episode. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching and all that stuff. Stay tuned for the next one. And as always, stay awesome, my Dark Knights.